Hi friends, it's Terry Stewart, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, located in Central Maryland. So we're coming down to the end of the annual Stampin' Up's annual catalog and mini catalog. So today I'm back with another project that features some retiring items. Let's turn the camera around and I can explain more about it. If you get sick, look away because the camera's moving now. And I am rotating it, and you should see my ceiling, my light, my big head. Before I get you turned around to look at my workspace. So this is the mini catalog, and it is retiring actually tomorrow, May 1st. You can still order for the next 24 hours or so, but then it will be retired. Let me see if I can get my laptop going here. So if anybody's jumping on to say hey, I can respond. So okay, looks like we're go. All systems are go. Yeah, mini catalog, April 2023, but it actually retires tomorrow, May 1st. So you have another 24 hours, and not everything in this catalog is retiring. Today's project, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek back here in the very back, page 90. I'm using At the Pond, and this is a hostess set. So if you host a party and your party sales exceed $150, you can order this set, but only until tomorrow. And this is a two-step stamp. It is distinctive, so it has variations. You don't have to do a light and dark. The stamp does it for you. You can only get this by hosting a show. You cannot buy it. This is $14, but it's a $24 value. When you host a show, you get 10% of the sales as a reward, and you could purchase that with your rewards. So that is retiring. Annual catalog is also retiring. Not everything in it. Some things are, including some colors. So today's project features two retiring ink colors, Pale Papaya and Soft Succulent. Now they were due to retire because it's 2023. The new catalog is coming. Other color, in addition to those, Pacific Point is retiring. And so today's project features Pale Papaya, Soft Succulent, and Pacific Point, and one of my favorites, Soft Suede. I'm really sad to see it go, but then we're going to get some other colors. Some are returning from previous catalogs, and some are brand new. So it's exciting time. Now these are two stamp sets that are retired. I told you about At the Pond. This is a host set. It is retiring, and Inspired Thoughts. Now, I liked Inspired Thoughts because it had such a variety of sentiments. It had like a sympathy one, a sympathy sentiment. It had Christmas, hello, healing, thank you. Here's another Christmas one, celebrations. Now, the one I'm using today is You Make a Difference Every Day. So, let me I'll talk about the two-step stamping. This At the Pond is a two-step stamp. It says it down here, which means you can stamp the outline and then you can stamp the color to ink it in. You don't have to use a marker or some other way to color it. The stamp does it all on its own. So let me show you the project. We're making a sticky note cover. So here's that cute little frog and the log and some watery waves. So those colors, this whole frog is done with ink, soft succulent ink. The log is Soft Suede. The waves here are Pacific Point. And then with the cardstock we're using is Pale Papaya with the Soft Succulent. Those are retiring colors. So then you can lift the lid, so cute, but then it becomes an easel. And it sits like that. So it could sit on your desk. You could give these as little gifts. So super cute. So let's get right to that project. And I have a kit. Now we did this card in my monthly hostess group, and there are openings. If you would like a spot, hit me back, and if whether you're local or long distance, we can make it happen. So they got all the pieces to make this card. Now, if you would like to make this card, check out my blog, stampinghair.blogspot.com. There's a link in the description below, whether you are watching on Facebook or on YouTube. If you are going to place an order this month, today, please use this hostess code. My stamp hostess, my club hostess, would really like the extra benefits. Now, if your order's over $150, don't use this code so you can enjoy the hostess benefits for yourself. All right, so let me put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Now, I have scored this piece of cardstock, and all the measurements are on my blog after this presentation, so you should be able to go over there and check it out. I hope you do. So that is scored, and that's the front. This is the layer for the front. Then we have this inside piece that goes in there, and then we're going to stamp on this. This actually is just a piece of tag board that I'm going to put on the back of my sticky note, just to give some extra support before I glue it down. So, and this little scrap is to punch out this oval. So let me get stamping. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring in Soft Succulent. This is a retiring color, and it's been around for 2 years, and I have enjoyed it. So you make a difference every day. I'm going to lightly ink this up. I'm going to give it a little pressure, hold for a few seconds so that ink transfers. Now I made a little boo-boo there, so I'm going to try that once again. Let me ink this up, and maybe it just needs an extra little bit of pressure. So let's give that a whirl. See if I can get it kind of centered. I'm going to give it a little extra pressure where that make. Okay, that looks a little bit better. And, oh, where is my, so this is a punch. Now this punch is not retiring. This is the double oval punch, and it is great. You can make a bigger oval, a smaller, and layer them, but today we're not layering. Just going to punch that out and put that aside. And so we're done with the scrap, but I do want to stamp my frog. So as I said, this is a 2-step stamp. And this just is the outline. This stamp is the outline of that frog. And I'm going to put him towards the top and then center him right and left. So there's the outline. Now I can leave him like that. I could get markers and color in him, but there's a stamp. And this is why it's called 2-step, because I've stamped the outline, and now I'm going to stamp his body, and I should be able to look through, this is photopolymer, look through the stamp and line it up perfectly. And so let me just give a little pressure, and you can see how nice that looks. Now I'm off a little bit, but you know, that's okay. It's not. But his dots, see, these dots are darker, and there's a little bit of shading, and then it's lighter. I mean, the stamp does it for you, so that's just like totally awesome. 2-step stamping is the bomb.com. All right, now we're going to move on and do the same 2-step stamping with Soft Suede, one of my favorites, and I'm really sad to see it go. And this is just the outline of the log. And I can look through it and see where his toes are, and I want them to be right on top of the log. So give that a little bit of pressure. So it looks like he's a little above the log, but I'm going to say he's jumping over the log. That's my impression of what's going on here. Now we can fill the log in, ink it up, and so I'm looking through the stamp, and I could see that it wasn't going to line up there. And because you can look through, you can line the edges up, a little bit of pressure. Perfect. Perfect. So again, you can see there's some darker parts and shading parts, and that single stamp, that's a distinctive stamp where it gives it all the colors, the variation in colors. You don't have to worry about shading and stuff. The ink, it does it itself. It's really, really cool. So now we're going to be using Pacific Point and these little bit of waves. So ink this up. And I think I'm gonna bring in my scrap paper, because I've told you in the past that when I am filming, I do like a pristine workspace. Get this ink. There we go. And I'm gonna put like this. Without re-inking, I'm going to move it over, down a little bit. Now I'm going to turn it upside down so I can get some of those longer ripples. And then give it a little bit of pressure to transfer the ink. And I think I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. And that really is all the ink or stamping for this project. And now we can get to assembling, and you're going to see how quick this goes. Which side? This is the bad side, or the not fully inked, the words make. Got a little late there, so I'm going to put that the back side. I'll make it the back side and put some dimensionals on that. Set that aside, and now we can start with our layers. And these little frogs are so darn cute. So darn cute. And then they have other, I don't know if you noticed the other images. There was, I think, a little dragonfly, some, like, seagrasses maybe. Okay, I think we're good here. So, I'm glad I got a little bit of ability to play with this stamp set. And I just love the whimsicalness of it. So this, here's our soft succulent layer. And that's really been a color I've used a lot. At first I wasn't liking it so much, but it has grown on me, and I'm a little sad to see it go. Not as sad as I am to see Soft Suede go, because I've had Soft Suede a lot longer than Succulent. Soft Succulent was only with us for 2 years, but Soft Suede, yeah, I don't know when it came into the color family, but it's been one of my favorites. Now, I do have liquid glue, so I can move this a little bit. So there we go. And that panel is done. Now this is our front panel. And that gets glued to this part, so I can do that right now before I move to the inside. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on this bottom part, and this goes right, it's the same size. I guess it's not the same size, it's a little shorter, so it gets a little bit of a border. I guess I should have gone to my blog and checked out the measurements before I started this project online. Okay, or this Facebook Live. Okay, so there. And now we can start on our inside, and this piece is our base layer for the inside of the card. And it also has a very narrow border. The pale papaya just peeks out a little bit. Okay. Now, for this part, I am going to use, where's my sticky note? There it is. So the back of the sticky note is very flimsy. It's just a little piece of paper. I felt it needed some kind of support. So this tag board is actually a piece of cut from the backing, which you would get in a DSP pack. So it's just a little bit of tag cord, like a cereal box type of weight. And so you can see that that's a little bit of the writing that you get on the back of those packaging. And it just gives support to the DSP paper. Just need a little bit. So I'm using 3 strips of this, and I just felt like it would help and maybe keep the sticky note pad in place. And yeah, I'm going to take my pick tool and pick up this. Maybe I should have my pokey end instead of my spatula end. Take off the cover of that tape. And there we go. Oh, it's very sticky. Very sticky. And I'm going to do this and it's it also has a very narrow border. And I'll be using sticky strip, or no, tear tape. Wow, sticky strip. That was the stuff before we had this. It had a red release paper on it, a red plastic. And it was, those red release papers, it was so much static in it, and this, you had to cut it. This is like so much easier. So release these. I don't know. I think it's about even whether the take your pick tool or my nail works. At least I have a little bit of a nail. Sometimes I don't, so it's definitely use the take your pick then. So my sticky notes are at the top, and that's, I'm going to place this towards the bottom. So the rip off up here, I'm placing the pad towards the bottom because I want to create the aisle. So I'm looking to have the same amount of distance right and left and on the bottom, like so. And then this, like that. And now we can put on our sentiment, which I thought you make a difference every day. This would be a nice teacher gift, or somebody that does a service for you, maybe does your hair or your nails. And the last little thing I'm going to bring in are these fine sparkle adhesive back gems, and these are pale papaya, so I thought that they would make an excellent addition. Just a little bit of bling. And there is our sticky note cover. So cute. Now, I may have in my original, I may have stamped off on the body for the frog and soft succulent, stamped off in some scrap paper, and stamped off on the log before I did the solid. But either way, I think it still is cute. So again, check out my blog for the ingredients and cutting measurements for this project. Description is below. While you're on my Facebook page, if you're watching on Facebook, please like and follow my page. If you're watching me on YouTube, like and subscribe so you can be notified the next time I post a video. I really appreciate you supporting my small stamping business. Use the April host code if you're ordering through May 1st. I'll keep that open through May 1st. And until next time, remember, stamping is fun. Bye!